So I'm talking to Robin Robinson from COTA, who's been working on a grants project funded by Energy Consumers Australia. Robin, your project really relies upon a whole range of volunteers who are really contributing to this and want to make this a success. Maybe just talk through their motivation for being a part of this project and what change they were hoping to bring about.
Yes, well, COTA stands for Council on the Ageing. There's a COTA in every jurisdiction in the national energy market, as well as a COTA body nationally. COTA doesn't receive any funding for energy advocacy, and so we have to rely on volunteers to carry out that role. Typically, our volunteers are retirees, and their motivation for getting involved is to make a contribution to society, and specifically, I think, to help make things better for older consumers in the national energy market, which can be really confusing and confronting for a lot of older people.
Often the energy market can be laid out in terms that are quite technical. Maybe just explain and explore some of the ways in which you and the group of volunteers have enabled the voice of older Australians to be heard in what is often a very technically rigorous sort of language and conversation.
My role has been more to help the volunteers get a base level understanding of the energy market and how it operates. But the key message is that they don't have to be technical experts themselves. Their knowledge is really about the lived experience of older consumers, what matters to them, what the issues are, and how they interact with the market. And that's the key information that the network businesses and the industry organisations are looking to tap into. It's really about giving them confidence to understand that their voice is important and what they say matters, and that they have a wealth of life experience to draw on to make those contributions, and those contributions are valuable.
Now, success can be kind of defined and can happen in a whole bunch of different ways because there's so many processes and stakeholder groups within the energy market overall. Perhaps just isolate one particular example where this particular project has had a really big influence over a big decision and about what positive change that brought about.
I think a good example is something that happened at the last workshop we ran with the energy advocates, and that coincided with the release of energy charter disclosure statements by various energy businesses in the country. The energy advocates come from all jurisdictions in the NEM, and we spent some time looking at the energy charter disclosure statements to provide some feedback to the Independent Accountability Panel. As a result of that work, we prepared a formal submission to the Independent Advisory Panel and reflected concerns that the Energy Charter disclosures were not particularly customer-centric. And I'm really pleased to say we got a wonderful response from the Independent Advisory Panel, and all of our recommendations were accepted in their final report.
To flow on from that, if someone is looking for more information about your project, the influence that it's had, and the broader ecosystem of decisions that this work has influenced, where's the best place to go online to get additional information to really do a deep dive into this work?
Of course, all of the COTA organisations have a website, and their activities around energy advocacy are published on their websites, as well as the national COTA body. And there's also information about our particular project on the Energy Consumers Australia website, where we're required to provide a final project report and to describe the outcomes from the project.
Great. Well, it sounds like an excellent body of work, and it sounds like there's already been an impact made, and it will continue to have an impact throughout the decision. So, Robin, I just wanted to say thank you for joining us and having this little chat, and all the best with the future work that you're doing on this.
Thanks, Phil, and thanks, ECA.